Welcome to East Coast LQ Reviews. Today, we're doing another whiskey examination. So, I believe, do we still have one more other? Yeah. So this is the second to the last rye January. We do have another week coming up, the 29th. So we will be doing another rye. But yeah, so this month we've been doing ryes. I've been enjoying them. I'm a fan of rye. So today we have High West Double Rye. So as you can tell, some of us have some different labels. We'll get back to that in a second. I'd like to thank the panel that's here with me today. I want to acknowledge the fact that this is, I believe, is this our first 5-man
rye night
whiskey examination?
I don't think so.
Just the first one for rye.
For rye, at least, but overall, we've done 5 people before.
The rye panels have been very dry.
Dry January, baby. There you go. Well, yeah, we got a 5-man panel for the first rye. So we do a 6-category rating system when we do this examination. First, we talk about the aesthetics, which is 10 out of 10 points. Then we talk about the nose, which is 20 out of 20 points. Flavor, 20 out of 20 points. Mouthfeel, 20 out of 20 points. Finish, another 20 out of 20 points. And then we finish it off with value at 10 out of 10 points. With the aesthetics, so we go over the packaging of the product and the actual product itself. So like the color of the whiskey, the viscosity, the legs, all that good stuff. Yeah. So when we start off the show, we like to go around the panel, and everybody's just going to let everyone know what size bottle you have and how much you paid for said product. So I'm going to start it off. So I got a pint. This is actually an older label. I believe there's one other panel member on here that has the same label as I do. But this is a pint that I did pay $20 for. So, but they did have, you could have got, so you kind of get, you do pay a little bit more for the pint. $30 for a 750, $20 for a pint. I got a good collection behind me so far, so I didn't really want a whole 750, so I went with the pint size. But yeah, $20, and then we'll hand it off to Dan, and Dan can let everybody know how much he paid and what size he has.
Mine is 375 milliliters, so
the pint,
same as you.
Yep.
I paid, it was $21.99, but in New York we tax, so with tax and everything, it came out to 23 and some change.
Okay.
So.
Nice. I got the first panelist over here that's got the secondary labeling from their newer batch. There you go. Doesn't have the cowboy walking into the saloon. This is a 750 milliliter, and that was at the $30 price point. Yes, sir.
Nice. $30.
$30.
Yes. So this is supposed to retail for $30, $750 MSRP. They did have a recent rebranding. I believe it was maybe last year or the year before. So these pints that you see, it's like a cowboy walking through some saloon doors, right? So we got the Cowboys versus the saloon doors tonight.
As far as I can tell, it was 2021.
So it was 2021 when they did the rebranding?
Could be early 2022.
Yeah. So we got 2 different labels. Same proof. It's a blend, so it's pretty much, I would assume it's the same whiskey. They're producing the same product. It's just a different rebranding. So I don't want people to think, and also to acknowledge, mine and Dan's say double rye. They actually say double rye. Whereas Eric says double rye because we have exclamation points.
Oh.
So me and Dan are reviewing High West Double Rye. Eric, Beerman, and Bumpy are reviewing High West Double Rye.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
product.
we're reviewing. We're reviewing the "Where Have All the Cowboys Gone" version.
What do you guys'
Balloon
batch
doors.
number start with?
I got 22130.
22J07.
J. Oh, wait a minute. It is the letter
Okay.
I, right? I
So,
30.
so
How
Tanner,
many
that would line up with what I said.
Wait, how
Because
many?
ours are 2021.
Cool.
Yeah, mine says 2020
Oh, that's what that means, yeah.
G23.
Yeah. So the first two are the year.
Yeah.
Oh,
I looked up information. Whatever you want me to tell it, I can.
Oh, is that your
yeah,
scout?
yeah. Well, yeah, go for it quick. So we don't.
Did Bumpy and Beerman say what they paid for their bottles?
No.
That's okay. We'll go back to them. What's the information? I don't want to.
So basically, High West used to make the double rye with a blend of 2-year-old rye from MGP and 16-year-old rye from Barton.
Okay.
And in 2018, they switched, and basically they're introducing their own High West rye into the mix. So they no longer do that mix. So it's actually a mix of now 2- and 7-year-old whiskeys. So basically it began in 2018. So if you have anything that predates this that says 17 or lower, you have the MGP Barton juice.
damn.
If you have 18 or above, it's the new in-house juice. Still mixed with some MGP.
But like I said though, it's blended, so they're still trying to create the same like flavor profile as, you know what I mean?
Right. I mean, I did some research. Apparently, the blends are vastly different. As far as
that's good. Well, that's good
juice.
though. That's cool. It's a different perspective of said product. You know, it's
Mhm.
you know, this is a change that was just recently happened. You know what I mean? So I mean, it's not. You know, I mean, like I said, I'm probably not going to get, you know, exactly what Bumpy and Eric and Beerman are getting, but
No,
it's going to.
ours are the same blend.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
ours is the new recipe.
Of us
Who?
down here. Rather than me.
Everyone's recipe is the new recipe.
2018 was the change.
Prior to 2018,
sorry.
prior to 2018 was the MGP and Barton. So 2-year-old MGP, 16-year-old
okay.
Barton. And then the new one is actually MGP.
Okay.
And then they don't do the Barton anymore. They do High West rye.
Okay.
But
So
in
when-
2022, the Cowboy walked off the job.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
They did the rebrand. So they did the rebranding in 2022, but we should all have the same blended product.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for clarifying because I was
Same
totally
juice.
yeah.
Right in the- same
Bobby.
juice.
Here we go now.
Yes.
All
So mine also with the cowboy who hung his hat up on the door there. Double rye. No exclamation. Same proof though. 46% alcohol. Which is what a 50 no.
It's like 92 proof, right?
It's half. Yeah, so 92.
Yeah, 92. Sorry.
Which is weird because it doesn't say it on the bottle.
46%
Normally-
alcohol by volume.
Yeah, I know it says that, but normally they put the proof too.
Yeah,
So
well,
they
they're
don't stumble around like
like
an idiot like I just did. Anyways,
Salute
yeah,
style.
750. This is a 750 mil, and I got it for $39.99.
oh, we didn't. I didn't even
40
go
bucks.
over chat. Cheers, Bill. What's up, man?
Hello, Billiam.
Good man. Cheers, bro.
Oh,
What'd you pay for your bottle?
oh, hey, how's it going? Jesus, Germany, God. All right, so it's that one, yeah. 750. I paid $35.95. No tax here. So
Okay. What did you pay again, Bumpy?
$39.99.
Well, that's right.
Wow.
You said you did pay $40. So this definitely has a somewhat of a different range in price depending on where you are, I guess.
Yeah.
Yep.
So interesting. Mash bill. Did you get the mash bill, Dan? I know you said the age.
Yeah, so there's the majority of them say it's an undisclosed ratio of 95% rye, 5% barley malt from MGP, and 80% rye, 20% malted rye from High West. Whereas a couple others both agree on the mash bill being a total of both blends of being 53% rye and 37% corn.
So it's technically just undisclosed.
Yeah, so basically the two blends, the one blend is 95%, 5%, the other blend is 80-20, but it's kind of undisclosed.
Okay.
I don't know.
The old juice, however, they put it all out there. Like, this is what it is. So
Yeah,
it's like the most this like top secret government, like CIA file kind of like stuff, trying to find out what the hell is, it's crazy.
Well,
Yeah.
it is out of Utah. There's a lot of things that are.
It's made by Mormons.
So I will say on the back, if you guys look, it says not chill filtered, no coloring or flavor added. We are going over the aesthetics, and we're going to give it 10 out of 10 points. Like I said, keep that in mind. Not chill filtered, no coloring or flavoring added. So the bottle in general. Let's all talk about the bottle. I'm gonna crack mine open, but I'm gonna sit here and I like the style of the bottle. It's got like an old Western kind of like style bottle, and then you got like a real cork on top. I don't know. I like it. I've always liked the High West bottle.
Are there bubbles in your bottle?
Yeah.
Yes, I was going to mention that.
Like
It
tons of little
reminds me
bubbles.
of,
It's like sparkly, like glitter.
it
almost.
reminds me of marbles. Do you remember the marbles that had the bubbles in them?
Yeah, they're supposed. And you want to see something even cooler for their barrel selected stuff?
I
Yeah.
think it's recycled glass, man.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Look at their barrel selected stuff. You guys want to see what their barrel selected stuff looks like? Look at this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I like that. It's pretty unique.
Do you see it?
It's got different colors.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
it's like a burned glass. You know how like if they like torch the glass a little bit. Look at it.
That's cool.
Yeah, they
And
updated.
that's their barrel selected stuff, and then it comes with this dog tag.
Dang.
Yeah,
It's really
I do
cool.
like the cork. I do like the shape. The shape of the bottle is different. It looks more like a wine bottle.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then all the air bubbles
Textured too.
I like
in
it.
it. It does have these weird like lumps.
It's very like
I feel
Western.
like this
It
is
looks like a,
go ahead.
hand blown.
I feel like what they were going for was they were like, if you were to walk into like a Western saloon,
Yes.
what would a bottle of whiskey look like?
Either this or can't.
Yeah.
Dude, so I feel like this is a bottle that like you would see on like Westworld or something. They're drinking out of.
Yeah, we have entirely different labels from Bumpy and Beerman and Eyes
To
bottling.
be honest, guys,
They don't list.
I kind of like mine and Dan's.
They don't list.
I mean, yours kind of matches the rye because rye usually people associate with the green color, right? You have the green kind of label, so I could see that, but I don't know. I just like the picture that me and Dan have. I don't know. It just gives it like it's like cowboy whiskey kind of.
Right.
I like the horseshoe too.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Oh, I know. Yeah, horseshoe on the bottle's really
And
cool.
to be honest, this is a real cork, right? It's not synthetic.
That's a real cork.
Yeah.
I haven't even opened mine yet. Let's go for that pop.
Oh, all right. Let me do mine.
That was pretty good, huh?
Mine's a fresh crack as well.
Oh, everybody's.
Oh,
Give that a solid.
Oh shoot! I need a
You
glass.
wet it so it doesn't dry out, right, Eric?
Yeah, bubbles. Yeah, well, when you get further, I mean, if you're keeping a bottle around for a while, for close to a year plus, you probably it behoove you to turn the bottle around and wet that thing. So you don't want the cork to get so dried out that it disintegrates. Right. Then you have no.
There has not been a whiskey.
So what are you
bottle
saying?
that's
Like every
lasted
couple of months,
So I don't know if you guys have.
Yeah, just get that cork wet. Yeah.
Have you guys ever had a bottle of whiskey that maybe you hadn't drank for a couple months, and you go to open it, and the look at Bumpy. And you go to
Yeah, there was
open
that Jameson whiskey that had the fruit flies in it.
in the cork. No, the cork. I had an Eagle Rare, and I went to take the cork off, and the entire top of it completely broke off.
I've not had that to my knowledge.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I've had a couple corks break on me.
I'm happier with synthetic
That's
corks.
why we
that-
call you
that
Corky.
will not break and deteriorate over time, really.
Well, life goes on.
Yep.
I'm gonna pour this up.
All right. This is not my first pour. This is my second pour.
This is a fresh crack for me. I kind of wanted to have that perspective. I know a couple panel members have some already open bottles, so
This would be my second pour ever in my life, so pretty freshly thought about.
Aesthetics.
I'm gonna throw it right out there. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. I love the way this bottle looks.
But it's look at the color, Dan.
Looks great.
It's kind of light.
It is
Oh,
light, but
great
the bottle is just everything.
The bottle's nice, but the
So
color
here's the
of
thing.
it-
Here's the
the
thing.
alcohol legs are really nice, so I'm getting a lot of alcohol legs.
For me, the bottle makes me buy it.
Legs. My legs.
I just think the color of it is kind of weak.
Well, it's not
It's
Right.
more golden. It's more
Yeah.
golden. It doesn't really. It's not giving that kind of like maybe like caramel more kind of color. It's more golden.
Golden, deep, dark gold.
I mean, it looks like apple juice.
Uh-huh.
That's what I'm saying, though. It kind of looks like an Irish whiskey. Look at that. Look how light that is. Eric, do you not agree that this looks really light?
Yeah, it's light because it's primarily 2-year-old product.
2-year-old, yeah.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah. That's
But the
what
viscosity is nice. Don't get me wrong. It does have some nice alcohol legs, though.
I mean-
And then the bottle itself, yeah, I like the presentation.
I can't judge the color because I know that it's a blend of 2 to 7-year-old. Now, if it was all 7 in this color, I'd say something. But
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you're also paying, what'd you say, 20-something bucks a bottle? Or 20-something bucks
Yeah.
for a pint?
the 375. Yeah.
You know what I
I
mean?
love the bottle. I'll give it a 9.
No, that's fine. Oh yeah. I'm gonna think about my score for a second.
I'm gonna put an 8 out of 10 on that.
8.
Yeah, and I do prefer the sound of the back label that you have on the 375 liter versus milliliter versus what Bumpy and Beerman and I have. They don't make, our labels don't make any notation whatsoever about non-chill filtered. But if you're a whiskey fan, you can probably guess.
Oh
If you're
really?
a bourbon rye fan, you can probably guess that High West is.
Mine's right here, Eric. Look.
Yeah, we don't have any of that stuff going on these other bottles. So that gets another point deduction just to not even, I mean, it lists a blend of column and pot still whiskeys aged a minimum of 2 years. So they kind of tell you what it's going to be like and what to expect. And then it's a really nice label.
Which is weird too, because we have pints, so it's like we should have less information on our bottles than you guys do.
Yeah, well, 8 out of 10 ain't bad.
Right?
Yeah.
No, you would think the pint would have less information on it than the 750.
Yep.
They're proclaiming a lot of firsts with this bottle on the label. I just noticed the last sentence.
Oh, yeah?
The world's only distillery dude ranch. And then under the picture of the building, it says High West home in historic Old Town Park City and the world's only ski and gastro distillery.
No, that's
So
cool.
they're a distillery dude ranch and a gastro distillery.
They can ski there. All right, good.
They have 2 websites for this one bottle.
Bougie bastards.
Cheeky bastard.
DoubleRye.com.
They're
Never
bougie.
heard of that.
They got
They're looking for
DoubleRye.com and
Guinness records.
HighWest.com. It's interesting. He said those bougie. Cheers, Sunfish. What's up, man? Kettlehead, what's up? Cheers.
So have we all given aesthetics?
So
Just the
we're
top.
on to you, Bumpy.
I'm at an 8 out of 10 for the aesthetics.
Okay.
Sorry,
Hey,
I had to take a leak real quick, and I had to run all the way
No
over
worries, dude. You're
the other
good.
side of the house.
You're fine. Mr. Beer Man, what did you give it?
I was gonna go 9, but it made sense what Eric said, so I'm going 8.
Okay, well, unfortunately, I guess I'm the odd man out. I'm going 7 out of 10. I like the bottle. The whiskey is so light, dude. I'm paying $20 for a pint, $30 for a
Naturally-
750.
Remember, it's naturally colored. It doesn't have any artificial food
Yeah,
coloring in it.
this is true, but so is bourbon.
It's
And I've
legally-
had some bourbons that are $17 and their color looks a lot better than this.
But this ain't bourbon.
I know that, but I've also had some ryes that are in this price range too.
All right, well, there's our scores.
I just think it's kind of light. I think it's it doesn't have much of a aesthetically pleasing color for a $20 or $30 750 product.
Or
Um,
$40.
Are we going for
750
nose?
product.
Everybody's just diving in. We had 2 people just mute themselves and then just crazily just start smelling the glass.
Well, I got everything on a notepad app and I'm typing away. So that's why I made
So I'm gonna go for the nose.
Fine, I'll let you smell my sniffs.
Ooh, I actually just got kind of some of the malt.
That hurt my nostrils.
Apple, citrus,
Yeah. Apple citrus. There is kind of a mintiness to it too.
There's
Arrow
malt.
green.
Tell
That's
me you
the-
don't smell malt, like a malt like you would get with like an Irish.
Botanical.
We're going back
It-
to Irish.
Yeah, they scream botanicals about it.
You
That's
guys
that's
think
funny
I'm
because
crazy when I
it's,
say this.
I
but
like gin
Well,
as
it's
well.
the barley. Yeah, it's some of the barley.
Gin's all about botanicals.
I
So.
see Juniper. I'll write that down.
I'm getting
Yeah.
I'm getting a lot of lime.
Menthol, kind of minty.
Lime, there is lime.
Yeah, I'm getting like a lot of lime.
Lime. I'm getting more like a menthol.
Uh,
Menthol citrus.
the juniper.
Yeah, like a menthol
Lime
lime.
citrus.
It's
With like
citrus
a,
is more lime than orange for me.
Yeah, it's more limey.
Lime.
do you get like a little bit of like a acidity to that citrus? Is that what you're trying to say, Dan? Because lime typically is a little bit. Lime
Yeah.
would be more
There's-
sour than like.
There's
Right.
there's a tartness to the
I'm struggling to
citrus
find
that I'm
lime in
getting.
that. That's
But I
so-
do get that spice. I get a little bit of the ethanol, and I get a little bit of
Yeah.
like a black pepper.
And floral.
floral.
Yeah.
Like daisies or something. Or some kind of
Well,
No.
I was getting like malted barley kind of beer, man.
Did I just find the lime? Maybe, yeah.
malted barley.
Like the malt, you can kind of get the malt out of it, kind of like you would with like an Irish whiskey or
Talking about like
something.
baked
later.
bread
Yeah.
kind of notes.
I'm getting like a kind of a warm, almost pumpernickel.
I can see that, Bumpy. Yeah.
Orange. I never thought about lime, but I can find the lime now.
That citrusy acidic thing goes up your nose with the alcohol.
This is one of those
It
ones like
actually kind of cleans out your sinuses.
yeah, if you keep smelling it, and if you smell it in different ways, if you do like long sniffs, if you do far away sniffs, if you do the short burst sniffs, you kind of pick out some different things. I think the longer sniffs kind of give off a little bit more of a sweetness. The short burst, you kind of get more of that mintiness and that citrusy type thing going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, your nose in there, you get a little bit more like rye bread spices.
Open your mouth a little bit when you take a
Vanilla.
So-
Vanilla actually vanilla just came very prominent to me for some reason.
Well, now
I think this is more
air bumpy.
Very Bumpy.
this is more like the white double mint versus the green double mint.
I wrote winter green. Yeah, I get you on that. Yeah.
But you guys get the vanilla?
Yep. That's
Yeah.
one of the first things I can detect there.
My first whiff of this, I did get that kind of normal thing where I kind of get this kind of buttery sweet cookie. That's kind of gone away when the mint and stuff started hitting. But
So what I was going to bring it up is Nikki gets these things all the goddamn time from Starbucks. There are these
He's going in for
white
the train.
chocolate, orange cranberry bar things.
Yeah.
And like you get like that vanilla, and then you get that kind of tart from the cranberry and that orange inherently throughout the pastry of the
Oak in the background.
sort of like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I can see that.
Look, I get plumeria. That's what I was looking for. My mom grew a bunch in her front yard. It's a Hawaiian flower. It's really strong and fragrant. I get kind of a plumeria with the citrusy mintiness. It's really
Honestly, it almost smells like a little bit of like this cologne I tried once.
Cool beer, man.
I can
You
see
know,
that.
it was a real woody, earthy kind of.
That's awesome, beer, man. You're saying something that you're getting it on the nose is reminding you of something that your mother used to grow in her garden.
yes. It
That's cool,
totally
man.
smells like that.
Was it legal?
Yeah. It was
Yeah, you said it was plumeria.
I like those.
plumeria. I looked up plumeria. They're very fragrant, and
See,
They
Tanner,
put 'em in a
I
lot
didn't
of
say
fruit.
illegal. I didn't say illegal.
Well,
No.
I was saying that so I have a High West product, right? And it's actually the American Prairie Bourbon, but it's finished in a Scotch barrel for a year and 9 months. And the flavor profile on it tastes like a honey glazed ham. So my dad used to my dad used to make me breakfast, and he used to do ham on the pan, but he would put some honey on it.
Ham on
And
the
serve
pan with the honey on
serve it
it.
with like eggs and bacon and all that stuff. But that whiskey totally reminds me of that ham that my dad used to make me. So that's cool that you
Right.
kind of and that's awesome because there's a lot of whiskeys that you will get that kind of that nose or that flavor profile where it like brings you back to like a childhood like treat or like or some type of food. You know what I mean? Where it kind of it makes you like reminisce about maybe some memory that you had while you were eating that said whatever you describe. So
Yeah.
it's cool.
Right.
It's whiskey can really
Something I haven't heard now. I did walk. I maybe I didn't hear anybody say it, but I know that in some of the previous bourbons, whiskeys, stuff that we've done, people have always mentioned kind of like a burn in the nose from ethanol and stuff like that. I don't think anybody's mentioned a smell of ethanol.
I did
I would agree with that.
I did.
There we go.
I know.
Oh,
I
you
said
just ruined
something
that. So I don't really get it like a big ethanol.
I'm not getting much.
No,
of a burn.
but the cool
It's
thing,
very
what you
soft. It's kind of
mentioned
soft
was
with
you can-
spikes of
there's
that mint and
levels
stuff.
to the nose. You can put your
Well, I was getting a little bit of the ethanol because so number one, I feel like I was picking up the ethanol because you guys also got to remember I have a fresh crack. I think I was the only one that opened the bottle.
Nope, I opened the bottle as well.
Oh, you did too? Oh, I thought you said you were gonna make a drink.
you get vanilla
I
in
thought
that.
you said you were going to open it.
vanilla for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said to you, I was like, oh, it's
Yeah.
cool to get different point of views.
Caramel and vanilla.
So Eric, you opened yours before you
On Saturday I did, yeah. That's the only time I
Okay.
had any bit of this.
and Beer Man and Bumpy, you guys already had it open. Yours
I
was open.
had to. I was
Yeah, mine was
Jones
open.
Well,
I've had two pours of this before.
Yeah,
but
that's
it was,
fine. That's fine. Like
I
I said, I
didn't
was saying to Dan.
I didn't sit there and try to break it down and stuff.
Yeah.
I was just enjoying it.
Well, it's cool when we have two different
Mhm.
perspectives of somebody who has an open bottle and somebody who has a fresh crack, So, we've been doing this lately where before we give our number on the nose, we're gonna say cheers. We're gonna taste it. Is everybody ready? You guys want to drink
Sure.
this?
Hold on,
Let's
I
drink this.
gotta let Kobe out.
Okay.
And Stady.
And see, where's Telly?
Okay. I'm
Where's Telly?
nose in the nose that I got.
He's going deaf and he's probably sleeping on the couch.
Oh, okay.
Poor guy.
Did we do our scores? We doing the scores for the nose?
Not yet. We're gonna drink it first, Dan.
Drink it and then we'll go back.
Yeah, we've
All
been
right,
doing
cheers.
that. We want to try to drink it and get the experience before we, because it might change. You might drink it and then you nose it again. You might pick up some other.
Things. Yeah. Yeah, whatever. To each their
Yeah,
own.
who really knows?
Well, that's clean. That's very clean.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's good. That's
It's like
really good.
Utah pond water.
Ooh, that's a big Kentucky hug.
Yeah. Well,
That's sweet. It's sweet. and it goes
Yeah,
down
I get a lot of kind of corniness.
Very dry. Dry
No, it's
rye grain.
really
Yeah,
dry.
dry rye grain. Like black pepper.
Black pepper, honey. Honey comes through. That's the sweetness.
Honey vanilla.
Beer Man. I'm gonna ask Beer Man this because he is the legendary Pickled Steve. Do you get any dill?
Mhm.
Yeah, I would have to say yes. Maybe a little bit, a pinch, mixed in with the mint
Yeah.
and the floral. Yeah, it's kind of well balanced. It's very
It's
complex.
kind of dilly. It's
Yeah,
a little.
I get
It's a
I get a
little
little
dilly.
I get a little bit of pininess with it too. Dill and
Yeah.
pine.
oh, pine. Wow.
Yeah, it's a little like floral kind of.
Are you guys getting the sweet? It's somewhat sweet on the front.
Yeah.
And then
Very-
dries off.
A little bit of that caramel.
Caramel, yeah.
Caramel, kind of vanilla, but it's very light. I feel like the sweet. It's very like that's what I was saying. It's clean. It's like very like kind of. You can tell they blended it. It's not.
Yeah.
It's like it has a nice balance to it. It's not like super spiky in certain areas.
It's
Right.
to me, it's kind of mellow up front for a little bit. It's kind of like it's
Then you
it's
get like a
hiding.
good
Yeah,
kind of
it-
bold.
but it has a huge bite on the back.
Yeah,
end.
big
In the
bold
finish, yeah, totally, dude.
I feel like two things happen here, right? Almost in a layer, if you think about it, and maybe the aroma did that too. You're getting all of the wintergreen and gin kind of
That would
botanicals,
be an interesting show.
and then after that, are you getting what I write down? And same thing in the nosing, as like this oak musky, because Dan said something about a cologne, and then musky came to my mind. An oak / a musky thing happens, and all the dryness happens at the tail end. So there's really all the sweet botanical rye notes, and then the woody, musky, drying flavor. So I don't know if what we're tasting there or what I'm tasting is one version of a distillate, then the other blended distillate,
Yeah.
or the other blended rye. Maybe
The finish on this does remind me of a little bit of the finish of drinking a gin. Very dry.
guys,
and it
guys,
does have that
we
kind
gotta
of-
remember. We gotta remember. I don't think anybody really remembers. This is Dan's first rye. Dan, what the hell do you think?
yeah, man. Shut it
Yeah,
up.
why are you being so riot all the time?
He's quiet because he doesn't know what to think right now. Is this his first one? Let's hear what Dan has to say.
No, I'm being quiet because I told I talk too much.
Who said that?
Everyone.
I've never said that on my channel, so maybe other people have.
God bless her soul. My own mother said that.
I've never
I mean,
said that
so-
to you.
I'm not saying you did. Everyone is.
Well, you're on my channel, Dan. Let
You
us know
said
what
it when he took off his shoes.
yeah.
You talk.
Trying to be a good friend, okay?
This is this is very it's very unique. It's being my first ride. It's very different than bourbon. It's
Yeah. Different realm.
if I could put it in like beer terms, maybe like it's like going from like drinking like pilsners and lagers to like an IPA for the first time. It's like what the heck is this, right? I'm enjoying it. It's there is this kind of malty kind of sweetness on the very first, but then it just explodes into this like hug of like warm citrus and like just like maybe some of that lime, but now I'm getting those like bright orange notes mixed with like a spearmint and also like it's like wintergreen more than like a fresh mint kind of thing going on. But then like
It's not like a muddled mint, no.
But then there's that like sweet corn, like sort of like a Jiffy mix cornbread mix.
I can see that.
You know, on the back end, that kind of, and maybe that's where some of the vanilla comes through. Because I don't know about you guys, like with like cornbread, like even though it's got like this touch of vanilla sweetness to it, if you get the the right cornbread. But yeah, it's pretty wild. Like it's like fresh wood and fresh berries, like in the woods and
Yeah,
everything.
you mentioned
It's
fresh
like,
wood. Yeah, I get like a nice white oak flavor mixed in there too.
yeah, it's just
Yeah.
it's very like Thomas was saying, like metal and like or musty and like
Thomas
it's
Metal,
just
you
like it's like seriously like I have a
Like
clone
Thomas
sampler.
was saying metal, man.
Metal, man.
It tastes like metal, bro.
But it's got this kind of musky, kind of just warm sandalwood kind of thing going on with it.
It's a
Coupled with that
different,
sweet
yeah.
There you go.
But here's the thing, though. Ryes are very confusing because, like, you can have a rye that totally tastes like a bourbon.
Mhm.
And then you can have a rye like this where it's like, I guess, yeah, some people can really appreciate. I mean, this is a blend, too. So they're kind of blending it to be that kind of rye profile that people associate with rye, where it's like bolder, kind of spicier, kind of in your face, more flavors, but some good sweetness. And this actually, I would say that this has a decent amount of complexity for something said, if like Eric was saying, is mostly 2-year distillate.
Well, yeah. I mean, imagine also if it were just the an unblended version of just that 95% rye, 5% malted barley from MGP. Imagine if they didn't add
Well, what's the other age?
the High
What's the
West
other one?
distillate. It wouldn't have any. It wouldn't have that amount of sweetness to it that we're getting.
What's the
I
age
feel like
again?
the High West is giving us the sweet flavor.
What's the age again? What's the age again?
What's my age again?
Age again.
7.
Again.
The other
No,
age
what's,
is
what age is it blended with? Is it
2 to
2-year?
7.
2 and a 7.
Mhm.
So I could see, yeah, there's definitely influence from that 7.
So if you do some math on those and you kind of divide them
But,
and
like,
mix them together, then
I
you
would
got like a
say
4-year.
that, I think the complexity is coming
Average.
from, of course, the 7. But you're getting that initial kind of like rye, like you're getting that bold rye flavor from
Probably.
that 2-year. From the 2-year, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I mean, again, remember, a rye is like anything else in the United States when it comes to the whiskey. It says rye on it, so therefore it has to be at least 51%. So when you get of the mash bill, so when you get closer and closer to 51%, the more of those bourbony kind of flavors are going to be more prevalent, you would think, for the most part, because the second next thing in that rye could very well just be the corn giving you most of that sweetness and reminding you of that. So this has very high concentrations of rye is what we're getting at, and not super amount of sweetness, but without the High West distillate being blended in there, that's what's really giving you that sweetness. Without it, it wouldn't have that sweet component. I don't
There's also speculation that one of the 2-year blend was like 95.5, right, Dan?
Yeah, I feel like that's the MGP.
Yep.
That's one of their classic rye mash bills.
That's the MGP distillate, you think, is the 95.5?
You go on the MGP website, they talk about a 95.5.
So are they blending this with their own other distillate, or
they do it at High West, the other distillate.
High West. They started making their own before they did the 16-year-old Barton.
So they're taking MGP and they're blending it into stuff that they're making on their own, and they're probably they're probably taking mostly MGP product and blending it into something that they've had for 7 years. So they're taking a little bit of their stock and they're blending it with MGP distillate, creating a blend. And it's honestly, I don't know, I'm enjoying it. I think it's not that bad. I think it's a little spendy for what it is.
I wanted to find the right word for what I was trying to say. And so I looked up some other people's tasting notes or whatever. And the one word I totally agree with, and it's not influencing me. The word I was trying to say is like botanical.
Yeah. Dried gin botanical.
Someone else kind of brought up they get us a little bit of a licorice kind of thing.
Oh, anise, sure.
Yeah, there is a touch of like a black licorice thing or star anise.
It's punchy.
This really does like have a lot of flavor notes that I've noticed in quite a few gins that I've drank. So that the botanical thing, I think they do mention juniper. I don't think they're putting juniper in it, right?
No,
No,
right.
it just has flavors of it.
No,
Yeah,
definitely not.
The rye grain
but
gives you all.
it does. It definitely has the finish of a lot of gins that I've had. It does have that very botanical, floral-esque,
Right.
and
Is-
like
Well, that's
Yeah.
that's the results of aging in a barrel. You never know. They're throwing these grains, and they're distilling, and then they're taking this distillate and they're putting it in a barrel, and they're letting it sit, and it's getting hot, it's getting cold, it's getting hot, it's getting cold, and the whiskey's moving in and out of the barrel and out of the barrel, and it causes
Oh, yeah.
chemical reaction, which is aging in a barrel. So botanical notes from a rye grain is not that far fetched.
Mhm.
Makes sense.
Have some water with it.
It's cool. It's very cool. It's very cool.
Have some water with it, you said?
Have some water with it. It takes the heat off the throat.
All right. I'll do a little
Yeah,
bit.
it's a little dry. I haven't. So typically, I do have a water bottle on the side. I actually just finished a beer, but I haven't had anything to like I haven't had like
Smoother.
water or anything. But it's a little drying. I will say it's a little drying.
Yeah, it makes it pop a little bit.
Yeah, pops.
You know what? Like, you know how like people make mixed drinks with sodas and stuff, like
Mhm.
Coke and bourbon or whatever. I feel like this would pair up really well with either like a ginger ale or a Dr. Pepper.
Yeah,
Mm.
Ooh,
that would be good.
Oh, damn, dude.
The mouthfeel.
another one would be a ginger beer.
That'll be
That's
great.
what
Yeah.
That would be.
Yeah.
That would be.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Ginger beer. I
Yeah.
always prefer that
Well,
in my mules.
you guys want to go around the panel? We can start giving our ratings for the nose because we do have 5 categories that we need to rate, and we are
Just a
42
little
minutes. in.
preface here. Good on
So
you,
let's,
beer man. I believe the mouthfeel and the finish just got intensified with water there.
Let's
Well,
dial
yeah,
it back.
Yeah, right. I like
Silent
the
Night.
water.
We're 42 minutes in. We need to give the rating for the nose.
I mean, I'll throw out my nose 17 out of 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
18 out of 20 for me.
Nice.
My nose was 17 out of 20.
I'm going to continue and agree with the 17.
Wow. All
Excellent.
right, flavor? No, I'm just kidding. No,
No.
nose. I don't know. I like it, but I don't know. It's if you want a good representation of a rye, this nose is solid.
I would agree.
I'm gonna give it a 15 out of 20.
Okay.
I feel like the nose on this isn't really not to sound, like a jerk or anything, but it's not very memorable. Like it's a nose that I have gotten in other whiskeys, but I've had other ryes, where I'm getting the same aromas, but I'm getting more to it. I'm getting more of a complexity. Me personally, I think
Sure.
15 out of 20 is fair.
You're also more into the whiskey world than we are. We're kind of, most of us here on panel are newer, so we haven't had the same experiences with different things.
I'm also thinking like stuff
But-
in this price range too.
Yeah.
This is crazy for the price range. It's
Because
value.
like as far
Yeah,
as the Wild Turkey 101, I mean the Wild Turkey, the 101 rye. I feel like that had some definitely much more complexity.
What I liked about this nose was that we were all able to talk about so many different aromas that we were getting out of it. And it was like one of those ones where, like I said, if you smell it differently,
Wow,
you notice different aspects of it. It's
just as it
not
sits in the
one
glass.
note. It's not 3 notes. This thing has like 9. It's botanical, just like gin. There's so
Sure
much
is.
different
That's why I
things
wrote down
going
the
on.
taste, yeah.
That's why I had it at 17. But
I'm with you.
Yeah,
man.
I can't give it that high. I like it. I think it's a good aroma, but there's nothing popping. I want something that's going to be memorable, if I want to get up to that 16 to 20 range.
All right.
Okay.
More High West double rye for me to smell.
Flavor. This is going to be an interesting topic. What do you guys think about the flavor? The flavor's really good.
Who wants to go? Anybody?
It's good. Dan, you want to start us off there, brother?
The flavor overall for me, it's such a wild ride. It's like a roller coaster of just different things coming at me. Here's the thing that I don't have anything to compare it to. So I think inherently my score may be either lower or higher, depending on comparatively to you guys, because I've not been doing any rise. I'm at a 16. I really enjoy it.
I'm at a 16 too.
16.2. Right?
No,
Yeah, I'm
not
at
16.2. 16 as well.
16 also. I'm not. I'm at a 17 on mine.
18.
You say 18?
Yeah,
Your man's at 18. That's nice. Cool.
I really like this a lot.
You could be a ride boy.
Oh yeah,
Go down that rabbit hole.
I'm liking it. Right now.
I like the flavor a little bit more than the nose. I'm going to go 16.
No, even though I give both
I
things.
think you guys are giving this. I'm sorry. I think I'm going to be the odd man out. I think you guys are giving this too much credit.
Well, the main thing that I wrote a review on taste, and then I went back and the beginning of it I wrote punchy. It's punchy. It punches you in the face. And it doesn't apologize for it having all this wintergreen, menthol, juniper.
Hold on, let me just
botanicals.
So to rebuttal.
This is a good whiskey. Just
What
to
would you
drink.
What would you give that
even see where
rye?
this, like,
What would
I
you
need to
give
go.
that?
I don't know what it
What
is.
would you give the Heaven's Door rye as far as flavor, Bumpy?
For me,
Yeah.
Yep.
the Heaven's Door is a little bit sweeter. It's not as punchy as this one. I think this one has a little bit more going for it than the Heaven's Door. I would probably give the Heaven's Door right around a 14 to 15 for flavor.
Really?
Yeah.
Less than this?
And that's like double the price. Yeah.
How value up.
No, that I don't know. I would score the Heaven's Door higher than this.
You're a bourbon boy.
But that's the thing, though. It's like I feel like this is like this is a good representation of what people want out of like your standard rye.
Yeah.
But if I'm paying
I'm
$30,
getting- that's the thing is I'm getting that
I
pumpernickel,
want
that
complexity.
rye.
And
I love rye bread. So
everybody, congratulations to Sam Smalley because he just learned his ABCs.
well, I think Australia's ABCs are different, so that's pretty
Hey,
cool that he knows
Yeah,
American.
Sam, what's up, bro?
JK elemental pipe.
Start with Z and end with A.
No, it's pronounced Zed, your man.
Peter Dom says, try nosing the glass with your mouth open. I'm pretty sure I typically do that.
Tater Dom, I've been speaking that. Bumpy nose.
If
Nose.
you
Bumpy will come up to the camera and be like,
Well, he saw me and Mike.
I mentioned that a little earlier, and he went. But here's what I'm going to say on the heels of that.
Mike likes to do my long distance.
and Dan just accidentally hit his head off the keyboard.
Jesus Christ! Here's what
No, that's actually a secret code. Only Sam knows about.
on
Okay.
the heels of
I thought that was
opening
the
your
cheat
nose
code on
or
Super
your
Mario.
mouth to smell. If you taste the
I
whiskey,
smell men's degree.
listen, people. If you taste
The
the whiskey,
GTA 5.
then after you take down the whiskey, there, if you open your mouth and you breathe through your mouth, there is a whole new breath of rye, mint, and herbal botanicals you get once you do that.
Yeah.
Breathe through your mouth.
So
I also do
everybody
not
get-
get any cardboard in this.
did everybody get their flavor?
No cardboard at all.
Your man said 18.
Yeah, I think we all gave our flavor scores.
Flavor 18.
Well,
Mouthfeel and finish are always.
I'm gonna
hard.
take
Really like
a quick bathroom break. So we're gonna take a quick 2-minute break. Is that cool with everyone?
Taylor's gonna go punch a wall.
Don't put the thing
No,
on. Oh no.
He's gonna come
All right,
back.
we'll be right-
and
we'll be right
all
back.
smashed.
We'll be right back. Probably less than 2 minutes. Just me.
Everybody unmute. those are tater bottles, Tin. What the world?
Yeah.
You listen.
Why
to
does Tanner have this odd flex of a thumbnail? He's flexing.
I was gonna say
Okay.
tater bottles.
Hey, look behind the Blantons. He's even got the old Fitzgerald back there.
Did I? I might have tried that with him. I don't recall. That's probably not good if I don't recall.
I'd have the old Fitzgerald in front of the Blantons.
Or.
So I finally found an Eagle Rare. I did not buy it though. They wanted $100. $100.
What? For a 10-year? It should be no more than $40. It should be no more than 50, really.
You don't get it. You don't get it around here. You never see it.
I don't get it around Western Connecticut, New York, I guess.
I don't think I've seen it.
You drank a whole bottle. Tanner brought it over. You see
So
it.
Beer Man said that the thing tasted good once you had some water, and I feel like the water helped out the finish and the mouthfeel immensely.
Yes.
Conflicted where to rate this thing just by itself, or do I rate it that I liked it better with water addition? I don't know. We just talked over that damn thing.
That's all right. Well, I would have left it up if you guys didn't want me to take it off.
We were looking at the tater bottles.
You guys care if we take a 2-minute break and then I hear voices.
We were looking at your bourbon flex.
Yeah.
Bourbon
No.
FLX.
We want to
Dude, that
keep.
old
We want to keep.
Fitzgerald? Oh my! That old Fitzgerald. I've started to I've started to get into stuff that I haven't touched in a while. That old Fitzgerald is so good.
We
Is that a
wanted to
19
keep all the viewers entertained, both Beer Hounds and Sammy.
Really quick, not pertaining to the thing, Tanner. Just to let you know, I finally found an Eagle Rare. It was only $100. I did not purchase it.
Good price
I
tonight.
don't either. No way.
I'll never have it.
The last one I
I
bought was
refuse to pay
$40. It
$100
was a
for it.
store pick.
Unless I travel somewhere else.
I bought a store pick for $40.
If either or we
Or
get
I
it,
could just, or I could just give you one next time I see you, Dan.
that's what I was
I mean,
gonna say in September, maybe if we get together. Yeah.
If you don't flake in September, next time I see you, I can just give you one.
We might
That'd be
get two of them. Who knows?
Oh yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
do
bring
have that
sponsor.
time.
Well,
I do
next
have that
year
time
to
off
Cruise and
from
we
work,
hang
that's
out.
fine.
I'm bringing 107, Dan.
So here's the thing.
Are you
about this
listening to me?
rye. The mouthfeel is where it drops down for me.
Really?
It's a little,
Yeah.
it's a little light.
Does it drop down to I want somebody
But
else
it's
to go
drinkable,
with
though.
something?
To me, the mouthfeel
It's very
is like
drinkable, though.
the mouthfeel for me is like a 11.
Ooh.
Whoa.
It's super
Jeez.
thin.
Yeah, but it has that bite at the end. It really bites your
That
tongue.
bite's on my mouthfeel though.
Yeah, I was gonna go like 12.
The bite is on my mouthfeel because it
'Cause it
makes
is
my
kinda
tongue
light.
tingle.
See, for me, the bite goes in the finish, not the mouthfeel.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah, I'm gonna
feels
go 12.
my tongue feels it.
Beer
For
man.
46%, you guys also got to remember, right? You guys are going to remember this is a 46% rye.
I'm adding water.
I feel like it's kind of drinking a little bit light. Like I said, the first thing that it reminded me of when I took my first sip was an Irish whiskey. Irish whiskeys are typically very light, and that's kind of what I got. My first initial impression was like the viscosity of like an Irish.
Okay. You've overwhelmed me and wooed me.
I don't have
to
a
change
rating.
my
Yet.
score.
I don't have a rating yet.
I don't mean to change anyone's opinion. I'm just
Yeah, but if you watch one of our favorite
No,
Yeah,
but it is kind of light up front. I was going by the bite on the finish. Like it really it's like I got a firecracker that
but it's
just hit
also
my
very
tongue.
drinkable. You also got to. It's like 46%. It's kind of dangerous
that's-
because it is pretty drinkable. I will say.
Think about mouthfeel when it comes to when you judge beer, though. It's mouthfeel, not
Yeah, but also,
sometimes a light
I give
mouthfeel
higher
will
scores for
quickly-
drinkability.
added too much
Yeah,
water.
sometimes I'll give a
if I'm
higher
buying-
score for
If I'm
drinkability.
buying
Alex,
any
not
whiskey or
everything
anything
can be
higher
creamy.
proof,
No.
I don't want drinkability.
This is super drinkable.
I
Depends,
was talked
depends
down
on what
from
your
a 14
intentions are with drinking said bottle.
I was talked down from a 14 to a 12
There
in
we
my
go.
mouth.
Man, I'm
Hey,
gonna
you
sit.
guys are ranting and raving about this. My score is going to be like night and day compared to you guys.
You put that thing on ice or water, that mouthfeel and that finish intensifies. I can
Yeah.
guarantee that. But just as
Water?
itself, it is thin, but water brings it right back. But I don't think it's watery, super watery. I don't think it's like you're drinking a Jim Beam White Label watery. No. But I'm going to give it a 13 just by the benefit of the doubt. I could bring it up a couple of points with a water addition. I really could almost bring it up to a 15. But by itself, without the water or an ice cube, 13. I'm not mad about that 13 either. But that water addition, like Beer Man was talking about, is really nice. And then the finish, it's all kind of peppery, spicy with water. But how do I rate that by itself? We'll get there.
I changed my mouthfeel to a 15 from a 16, and my finish to a 13. I didn't like the dryness so much. It was kind of.
I kind of like it.
I needed something to kind of wet it up. So
You take another sip.
It's very oaky on the.
You gotta take another sip. That's how you relieve the drying.
yeah.
You drink more of it.
It's like licking on the back.
It's not even.
Well, I just added up my score,
I'm not there yet. Whoa.
and I am.
Wait, you're doing scores? Hold on.
You did value too.
Send
I
me
did
down
everything.
now over there, Bumpy. I haven't even gave it by.
I'm not
we
going
haven't even-
to tell you what my score is, but
Even?
I'm going to tell you this: my score is lower than what this whiskey registered at from the beer, the whiskey, whatever they have that 100
Whiskey
rating
Advocate.
in the scores. Whatever most liquor stores go by when they
Yeah,
they
the
give
whiskey.
lists.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're I know.
Yeah, this scored like an 85 out of 100 in the store.
Okay.
I don't know what that means. It must be a New Hampshire
Yeah,
thing.
you also don't know what kind of rating system they're using.
Right.
Oh well, he's giving his opinion. Huh?
Well, no, he said that was the score for the store he
The
bought.
store. Yeah.
Like,
It had
Oh,
an 85
oh,
rating.
so
I
did everybody give mouthfeel? I know Beerman was I think Beerman finished, right?
Beer
You said-
Man was the
Beer Man-
highest. He said it was like 100 on the mouthfeel.
So we're on finish. We're on finish, right?
Now we are, yeah.
Yeah.
I like the finish. I like the finish. I like the astringency. I like that pepper. I like a little bit of the Kentucky hug. You get a little bit of the sweetness from the citrus and the vanilla. The oak is somewhat noticeable.
I wrote that.
I wasn't really noticing much of the oak. But then again, I was getting that big astringency. So I mean,
The oak's kind of mid palate. That's when I noticed a white oak.
Well, in the dryness, I found more of the oaky. I don't know if it's
yeah, I
tannin.
can see what you're saying. Yeah,
Yeah,
the
dry,
oaky tannins.
Drying.
Drying.
The oak is drawing out the dryness is drawing the oak flavors towards me.
The dragon was roaring.
This isn't quite an imperial grade.
Not finished. Dan, let's start with Dan.
Okay.
What do you think, Dan? Finish.
Finish.
Pairs well with grapefruit.
Cool.
Finish. I give it a 12.
Really?
I enjoy all the flavors, but it gets a little bit too oaky and dry for me on the back end.
Yeah.
Like if that oaky and dryness didn't happen, I could easily give this like a 14.
That is really the dichotomy in a lot of whiskeys and in the American styles to kind of balance all that oaky, dry, tannic quality in a really nice way. Some people really love it, and some people really just don't.
I think that score, I should preface, that's a personal opinion on what I prefer.
That's a cool thing as a reviewer to know. Then if we like your review, then we go.
I'd like to hear a few other scores before I give my score.
Boom, 15 out of 20 for the finish. Peppery wintergreen, but oaky dry.
Beer Man.
Oh,
Finish. I went to a 13 because it was. I don't know. I needed to have that water to kind of smooth it out a little bit. That's all.
A little too
Other than
dry.
that, yeah, a little too dry. But it's
Yeah,
not bad. It's not
I
terrible.
like the dry.
I don't mind it. It's just
I'm a fan of gin. I like gin, and I like dry gins.
right.
And this has the botano that's been mentioned many times, even on their own labeling, and it's definitely there. It does remind me of gin on the finish. I liked it. I was at a 15 out of 20 for the finish because it is a whiskey and not a gin. But
Right. Cool.
I
but
give it.
I do like the dry. I do like that peppery bite that it has.
Yeah, I do too. I gave it a 14 out of 20.
More rye whiskeys were bumpy then.
Nice.
I thought the finish was pretty good. I like a little bit of the sweetness that kind of complements that big astringency on the back end. You know, you get that peppery spice that lingers. A little bit of that citrusy sweetness, a little bit of that menthol kind of minty aspect. I do like it. Yeah, the finish was probably like I said, the finish I liked more than the mouthfeel. Overall, I think my favorite part of said product was the upfront initial flavor. I thought the
Yes.
initial flavor was the best
Oh,
part.
absolutely, sure.
Which
Yeah.
is like, I mean, that's the best part. I mean, if everything, I would say that that's probably the most important category for me personally. The flavor, of course. Sure, it would be for most people,
I would agree. Yeah.
but it also depends on like what you're using the product for.
Well, it's,
Well, hopefully you're using it for drinking.
And that'll, well, of course, but yeah, okay. We're gonna dive into
it's cool with that flavor just
other topics.
wants to keep going.
So with that being said, though, as far as value, I feel like this is it's a pretty good sipper for what it is. Could be a good cocktail mixer. Yeah, if you use because it is kind of more on the drier side, this will work well, balance out more of a sweeter drink. If you want to do a mainly whiskey cocktail, and
Sazerac.
you want to do like a sweeter style drink, whatever it is, this might work really well with it because it's gonna kind of cut down on that sweetness, and you're gonna get a little bit more of that drying kind of peppery, spicy flavor.
So be good
So
to
I
know.
feel like now that we're moving into value, you could use this in cocktails. I think it would work really well. It's a solid sipper. I just think personally, if you were to just drink this just to sip on it, I think it's a little bit overpriced. I personally think. But it's also a blend. And you get to figure that the what they're actually doing to create this product, of course, there's going to be a little bit more cost. And I think that High West they make some solid stuff, so I can't knock them on value, but I do want to hear what you guys have to say first. So I'll move on to whoever wants to talk about value next.
Okay, I'll go first. I had the most expensive bottle out of anybody, so I feel like I was a little cheated. I'm at a 7 out of 10 for value.
Oh, hey, all right.
Yeah, what you got, Bear Man?
That's what I got. 7 out of 10.
You want to jot down 3 7s? I got Thomas Metal, got a 7 out of 10 on that too.
Yeah. What do you think, Dan?
I'm at a 6 out of 10. I just think for me, I have to factor in tax.
Well, actually, yeah. To be fair, Dan paid the most.
Oh, Dan paid the most.
Well,
Is it-
so the bottle itself was $21.99, but with tax, it's like 20
For a pint.
So, I would say overall, like the value. I wish I could track down someone that had an old bottle of this when they blended it with 16-year-old Barton. Like that seems crazy. If it was the same price, like that seems crazy for that blend rather than a 2 and a 7. But yeah, I mean, $23 with tax for me. Like, I don't know, like it's good, and like I enjoy it. There's bourbons I would buy for same amount and get like a bigger bottle, and I don't know, 6. So
I don't disagree with that.
So that's a pint you got? A pint?
375 mil.
So that equals out to around $46. You got a whole 750.
Oh yeah, that's kind of high, isn't it?
I was gonna go 6, but then I reminded myself it's a blend. It's 2 different whiskeys. They're blending it. You know, they're doing more than just distilling a product, aging
Blending
it.
is hard.
Blending is really, really, really hard. And if you watch videos on people talking about blending whiskey, it's super, super difficult. So for them to have a consistent product, you know, and to try to give it that value bargain price tag, they're doing good stuff. So I give them a 7 out of 10. I agree with you guys. I think that's fair.
Just whatever good value to a consumer means, right?
Yeah. It's definitely above average. Like I said, you can use this in a cocktail. You can sip on it neat.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know, you can use it in a sweeter cocktail to kind of cut back on that sweetness. If you want to sip it neat, just sip it slowly. And it's actually pretty drinkable. I feel like that minty menthol kind of flavor really cuts back on like the boozy aspect.
I can see that over time in the finish. I can kind of see why you would say that, especially with the finishing flavors. I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say that I think that for at least what I've joined on, and now I haven't been on every one of these whiskey examinations. I feel like this is one of the more interesting things we picked and discussed and tried. There's a lot of stuff going on in this one.
Definitely.
Really cool.
Yeah,
A lot of stuff. Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
I brought my finish up to 14 from 13. It tastes different. I don't know what that.
It's so winter green when you go back to the glass, if you have any in there and you smell it.
Well, it goes down the throat better now. I don't know why. Maybe I'm used to it or something. Or
when you pour a glass of a lot of different whiskeys and you let it aerate, stuff can kind of.
Do you guys want to start throwing out some numbers, some scores?
Mm-hmm.
I got a 71.
Damn.
You find your astringency just then there, that bitter thing, Tanner. I'm still keeping my score. Yeah, I'm gonna keep the score at 77 out of 100.
I was at 75 out of 100.
I'm at 80.
Nice. You're a rye boy.
Virtual cheers me, Dan. Virtual cheers me.
Wait a minute.
71 out of 100.
Divided by 5. You're looking at 74.8, so we'll call it 75.
75.
Dude, I'm always right there, man. I'm always right there.
So that's very interesting, Tanner, because you were pretty adamant that the scores were going pretty high, but I think it balanced out because the back end of the whiskey,
yes,
really brought it down for me.
Yeah.
Whereas the first half got me excited, you know.
I'll be buying.
I did find out something cool because I don't know all these distilleries and like all they make, so I'm like learning. I had no idea Barton was 1792.
That's what that means when you see it. Yeah,
and I really enjoy 1792. So
1792 small batch is
you learn something. Oh, that's great.
One of the best. Oh, that's one. Have we done that?
Mm-hmm.
1792.
I wasn't there.
You made me. We did it, and then I just fell in love with it, and I downed the whole damn bottle, and then I went out and got the foolproof barrel pick.
Well, there's some stuff that happens.
I gave that to my little brother for his 21st birthday.
Nice.
I just gave Mike a bottle of Woodford.
There's some stuff in the whiskey you look at. I mean, now High West is doing some of their own distillate in this bottle. They primarily are blending other people's stuff. And then there's other brands that do it. Penelope pretty much does it. They're now owned by MGP. They got bought out by them, which actually is a great thing because that's where all their juice comes from anyways. Then there's the Pinhook brand. If you go on that YouTube channel, they're the Bruzel channel. on YouTube. He actually went to Pinhook in Kentucky, and that paints the picture that Tanner and I were talking about, where blending is a hard thing. They're sitting there with different batches of different things and tasting and trying and blending them together. It's that whole master blender thing is a difficult kind of a job. So there's a lot of brands that source from MGP and just put that stuff under their label. It's their stuff, or it's a hybrid of blending source things and then putting your own distillate together to get to a flavor profile you're looking for. So depending on what kind of label you're looking at, they can be doing a bunch of several different things to it. Yeah. Blending is just a difficult process. I'm sure it's the same thing with like trying to find the right blend of hops and malts to put into your beer. You gotta, over time, you're doing trial and error and getting to the.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's like beer. Blending is consistency.
Yeah.
Who's the most? Let me ask the panel a question. Who is the most consistent beer product on the market?
PBR.
Budweiser.
Yeah.
Budweiser. Budweiser, 100%.
Yeah. I mean, you could say any of those guys.
Budweiser,
Coors
100% is
Budweiser.
the number one most consistent product on the product.
In bed, SAB Miller.
On the,
In the cooler.
on the market. Sorry.
Yeah, in the cooler.
No, you can't say
Most
Coors.
consistent
You can't say
product on the
Coors
product.
because then they have that slime.
Most
Then they have the
consistent product
slime
on the
coming out of
market.
cans.
No, not Coors, cooler.
Coors
With
Banquet
Coors?
is next
With the
level.
slime,
Spitz, by the way, I believe.
Miller. Yeah, Coors.
Coors Banquet is
Oh,
top
yeah.
notch.
A lot of people that do the blind reviews of those American adjunct lagers that seem to think Coors Banquet pretty good. Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
I would say in the liquor world, probably the most consistent is Jack Daniels.
Or Jim Beam White, yeah. Both of them, really.
All right. We're looking at so I'm gonna go over dry January really quick.
Wow.
What was the first one, Bobby? Okay. So the first one we did
I
was
say
Wild
Jim
Turkey
Beam
101 Rye.
consistently makes shit product.
Wild Turkey 101 Rye. 76 out of 100.
Ooh. All right.
Elijah Craig Kentucky Straight Rye, 80 out of 100. These are the averages, by the way. Bullet 95 Rye, 63 out of 100.
Oh.
Old Overhaul Straight Rye, 63 out of 100, which is funny because the Bullet Rye is what, $20 for a pint,
I believe so, yeah.
and the Old Overhaul is $17 for a 750. Go figure.
Yep.
High West Double Rye, 75 out of 100. So this actually was 1 point off as far as average from Wild Turkey 101 Rye.
Damn.
I'm genuinely shocked you guys.
I'm a
went
little
for
shocked
Bullet
now that I
Rye.
hear it that way.
But
yeah.
my Wild Turkey 101 Rye, I gave a 77, and this I gave a 71. So I did like the Wild Turkey 101 much more than this. But yeah, as far as the panel, the High West Double Rye, it got 1 point less than the Wild Turkey. Wild Turkey 101 Rye is the number one rye of January still, but this is number 2, so that's cool. So I had a feeling that this was going to rank pretty high.
Yeah, me too. Yep.
High West has been around for a
ranked higher
while.
than the Elijah Craig.
Elijah Craig rye? Oh wait, I'm sorry.
I got
No.
an 80.
Wrong. Elijah Craig rye was number 1.
Number 1 for Rye January.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Because Bearman fell in love with that one. So
Well, I gave I screwed that up because I gave the Elijah Craig rye a 74, and I gave the Wild Turkey a 77.
Oh, okay.
But the Elijah Craig rye is number 1. Yeah, you are right, Bumpy.
No, Elijah Craig was great.
The Elijah Craig rye is number 1. Wild Turkey 101 rye is number 2. This is number 3.
the Elijah Craig I gave.
I thought the Wild Turkey was way better.
The Elijah Craig I gave a 79. This one I gave a 75. So I did like the Elijah Craig better.
I say we can do more off air.
And this one tied with the Rye 101.
Oh wow.
The wild
Hell,
turkey one.
freaking yeah. I
Well.
say either Rittenhouse bottled and bond, or you get like a Knob Creek rye for the last week of rye.
I don't know what the last one's gonna be. Yeah, we're gonna discuss it
Those
tonight
are
after, off air.
That Rittenhouse rye should be everywhere for a bottle and bond.
All right.
While we're
well,
discussing
we're
that,
going
I'm gonna
on-
have a chicken sandwich.
We're going on an hour and 15 minutes. We're gonna wrap this up here shortly. Let's maybe give some last thoughts on the product and then do some shout outs. We'll start with Dan. He's the first one.
It was really cool trying a rye.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I might venture off into some of the ryes. I don't necessarily want to go like overboard with it, because I really enjoy bourbon. I feel like some ryes I'm just not gonna like, right? So I really appreciate when they're in smaller formats and stuff. And that kind of goes for this month in general with like the Monday whiskey examinations. I'm kind of being selective with what I'm buying, just because buying a bottle every week was, a little bit too much. And
yeah,
I mean, if they're smaller format, I'll buy them, but I don't know. I just to be honest, some of them didn't interest me. Like the Bullet, I just knew I'm good. I don't want to try it. I don't want to, I want to hang out. I want to do the examinations, but if it doesn't, really tickle my fancy, I don't want to waste my money on it. This was awesome. I'm glad I got the little bottle. I'm going to kind of sip on it, and it'll be interesting. I got a weeded bourbon, so going back and forth, see what's up. Shout outs, really, I don't know, look out for some of our content in the future. We just filmed some content that it's longer format. We want to do longer format stuff, just kind of sit, chill. If people don't want to watch it or stay that long, it's cool. People that want to, still cool. Yeah, that's about it. Cheers.
Chime
Cheers,
in
man.
hello.
Awesome, bro. We did review the Jack Daniels there, Bill.
Check out East Coast Liquor Reviews and look for Jack Daniels #7.
Well, actually, I have a review on the channel, and then I also have the examination. We did do
Hell
it 2 months
yeah.
ago.
Yeah, I still got that actually left over, Bill, in my small ass bottle.
Yeah, I still have like a whole bottle.
Right here. This is the bottle, same bottle I used.
I bought a nip of that. I was pleasantly surprised. I don't think I gave it a good rating, but I was still pleasantly surprised by it. Didn't
Still
think
got the Evan Williams.
I'd rather buy Jack Daniels #7 over.
I pawned off the Jim Beam and then the Jim Beam Devil's Cut off on Mike. I said, "Here, try them out, bud."
Oh, really? Oh, cool.
That's nice.
And I gave him the Woodford as well to try out.
It's a banana note.
That was super banana. It was
I'm
like
gonna
banana nut
say
muffin.
that it's cool to hear one of the two last comments I'm going to make is it seemed to be really, really cool with Dan and Beerman, FLX and Beerman, to hear from really super uber craft beer guys to something about, or at least to Dan for the first time, even just alone, just something about rye resonating. That's kind of cool.
I will.
Rye was very interesting. And then somebody said something about citrus and IPA, or was that Bumpy earlier or something? Somebody mentioned IPA.
Yeah, it was me. Like the first time I had an IPA.
That's right. So something resonates with that. So go down that path every now and then. You might find some cool stuff. Yeah. And I think overall, this is a very punchy whiskey with the flavor profile. And I felt like there were two distinct distillates in this. There was the upfront wintergreen, juniper berries, botanicals, and then you got the vanilla, the corn sweetness, orange oils. And then at the very, very, very end, after all that, you got that dry, oaky, musky, as Dan said, something that smelled like a cologne. I'm not drinking cologne, but that's where the musky thing comes from. So very interesting product for $30 for what Tanner and I can get a big old bottle for. Pretty good deal for the complexity. So anyways, Thomas Mel 75 are on Wednesday nights on my channel, Eastern Standard Time in Boston, New York, 7:30. Wildcard Wednesday, bring a beer, wine, spirit. Bring a double rye. Who cares? Just don't be a douche. That's it. And go check out Oxblood Forge, the band I drum in. Heavy metal, 80s meets stoner doom metal on all the streaming platforms and bandcamp.com. Thank you, everybody.
Cheers, Eric. Right on.
Cheers, bro.
Cheerios.
Cheers. For me, on my channel, I'm putting out beer reviews. Hopefully a couple times a week anyways. I did drop one this morning. So check that out. Have a few more I got to edit. I haven't edited any for this week yet, but I'll get to it. Also have my frozen pizza reviews. I'm still doing that. I missed out I think last week. Maybe it's been a couple weeks. I don't know. But I do have one. It's a Freschetta baked to rise frozen pizza with pepperoni on it. And I don't know. I was going to try to shout out the channel, but I don't even know the name of it. But I've been kind of watching them here and there. So I'm scrolling through. I think it's called Dad Jokes Comedy. It's just something that popped up and I started watching it, and it's just funny. A bunch of Australians. Freaking Australians are taking over the world, aren't they, Sammy? Yeah, a bunch of Australians that just sit around a table and they try to make each other laugh. They keep a score, and they have to do shots if they laugh at their own joke or make the other person laugh, or if they can't make the other person laugh. Yeah, so it's this game thing. But there's some pretty funny jokes. Obviously some stupid jokes too, but it's occupied my time on the shitter. So good time. Cheers.
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 Awesome, bro.
Nice.
What you got over there?
Well, what are we talking about? What we thought about this first, or anything like that? Or?
Yeah, you can have a final
Well, no,
thoughts.
I just thought it was really good. I thought the overall flavor was very complex. Had a lot of different flavors coming out of it. The water really helped with the finish. It was just, I don't know. I'm really digging the ryes, and I want to get into them more. Definitely. I also want to get into more whiskey as well, regular bourbons and whiskeys. I'd like to get into all those as well. They're starting to really. I like sipping on it when I'm sitting there eating my dinner with a nice IPA. It's really nice to have side by side. I don't know. Just take it real slow, nice, easy. Yeah, I like that. So these ryes are really good though. The gin though, like Bumpy was saying, it's kind of like this one was kind of like a ginny kind of thing, and it did. I like gin too. It's just I got really drunk on it one time, and I haven't gone back to it. But anyway, besides all that, two shows of mine are Beer and Cheese Tuesday, 8 o'clock Eastern, and all spun out 6 o'clock Eastern on Wednesday. Yeah, anyone can show up. No matter. And of course, anyone that has the adjectives on for Wednesday show knows what to do. So, but those that don't, you can bring whatever you want for the first show, and you can get a hold of me from my email and my about page or wherever the hell it is. I don't even know where it's at, to be honest. I think it's in YouTube somewhere, but description page or something. Other than that, I've got the winter ales coming out real good. I think so far. I do want to get that out to a lot of you guys. So pretty much everyone on the panel here, and of course Chatio. It is carbonating right now, and I need to add some gelatin to kind of help clarify it a little bit more. Age could also do that, but I want to get this out faster, so we're going to gelatin it a bit. And then I'm doing your Kolsch. We're Ish Wesh Kolsch. For Tanner, that was something that me and Bumpy were talking, splitting our heads with, and figuring out what to do. And so hopefully that'll be the first Kolsch I've ever brewed. So I did a lager. No, I did a Pilsner once in the past, and it was a nightmare. So I didn't understand the fermentation temperatures and all that shit. But when I was learning. But that's it. I don't have any thing like that. Just brewing, a lot of brewing. One person I just saw was really cool. He's kind of funny, actually. He's real dark, humory. Gam Dude Brewing, like Damn Good Brewing, but GAMNDOOD Brewing. Let me this you guys would like this guy actually.
Put it
So-
in the chat, and I'll pull up the.
There's the link right there. But other than that, thanks Tanner. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate
Sure,
you,
bro.
and it's a fun show. So cheers.
I'm gonna go over there right now.
You're an alcoholic or anything, please. I'm just
44
kidding.
44 subs. Yeah, let's get this guy up there.
Yeah, he's got to get up there.
All right. Well, cheers to the panel. You guys rock. I really do love doing this with you guys. You know, these whiskey examinations are always something to look forward to doing. Awesome experience. I guess you can call it an academic experience, right there, Eric?
It's academic, all right, and you get to learn something about
It's like
stuff you
Curiosity
don't even
Public.
know about. Yeah.
That's what Curiosity Public calls it.
Oh, yep.
Academic experience. No, yeah, this is it's always fun doing this and getting different point of views. You know, we got some people, you know, who are fairly new to the whiskey game. Yeah, me and Eric probably have been kind of diving into it for a decent amount of time here. But Dan, Bumpy, and Beerman, you guys are all kind of somewhat fresh to the whiskey world, which is awesome. It's awesome seeing you guys. You guys are really enjoying it. I can tell you guys are having fun. And I just love that, dude. You guys really make, you know, you guys make the show. You guys make the review. You know, it's great. I enjoy hanging out with you guys. And this 6-point category rating system that we came up with, it really gets your brain kind of flowing. It makes you think. It makes you try to compare it to other products, and you know, even if it's not whiskey, you know, Bumpy was kind of comparing it to a gin tonight. That's awesome, dude. You know, where you're kind of sitting there comparing whiskey, because whiskey in general, you know, a lot of people. I actually got to try a Starlight Distillery cigar blend Ambarana finish.
Bruzel would not approve. Verona.
Verona finish. Yeah, I got to try it, and dude, that's good, dude. That I said to the guy at the liquor store, I was like, oh, it's kind of expensive, but that's one of those bottles that you buy and you bring over to your buddy's house, and you're like, dude, try this. You know, it's a good experience.
I have a question about that off air.
Appreciate it, Bill. Thank you, man. What's up?
I have a question about that off air. I don't want to take up too much of the stream.
Oh, you're good. No worries. But examination's been fun. We also did the beer examination before this. We did a Modest Man Other Half collab examination with me, Bumpy, and Josh. So if you didn't check that out, go check that out afterwards.
They should have had me just to verify the other half facts.
Yeah. Dan was definitely there in the chat, making sure everybody was, staying in line. But next Monday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time, we're gonna do another whiskey. It'll be the last rye of Rye January. So that'll be fun. We'll try to have some discussion tonight. Let's figure it out. We got to come up with something.
You know which one I really want to do, but
we'll talk about it offer. We'll save it for offer. We're going to discuss it. I always say, oh, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. And then then Tuesday comes and Bumpy's like, so what did we discuss? I'm like, I don't know. We got to figure it out. And then, Saturday comes and Bumpy's like, we still don't know. So I'm like, oh my God. All right. We'll figure it out. No, we'll definitely talk about it tonight.
basically, if I don't get the whiskey by Saturday, it's not
Bumpy, you, Dan, I mean, all you guys, but definitely you, Bumpy, you've been really helping me out with figuring out what we're going to be reviewing and stuff. So I do appreciate it there, brother. But yeah, next Monday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern time, we're going to do another rye. Random rate that beers, pop up, spontaneous rate that beers, where I kind of just review a bunch of beers. I have other people come up, review beers with me, so look out for those. Those are always fun. And just look out for more beer reviews, whiskey reviews, tequila reviews. I know Eric also likes to the
I
tequila.
got a few
So
tequila.
maybe we got a tequila examination in the works. Who knows? We gotta figure something out.
Oh yeah.
It'll be fun.
What
It'll be really cool. I love tequila. Tequila's very good.
I'm loving the tequila experience.
Tequila, the problem with tequila, it's just very dangerous.
Well, depending on what it is, yeah.
And sometimes it goes down too easy.
It's too crisp sometimes.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, other than shouting you guys out, we're gonna shout out another channel that I discovered today. They're called Less Cash, More Mash.
Oh shit.
They are it's like a whiskey review channel. Go check them out. Yeah, popped up on my newsfeed today. Subscribe to them. Go subscribe to them. They got 827 subscribers. Help them hit that 1,000 mark. And then also check out Scotch Down Under. Scotch Down Under. He's a really cool dude. He's from Australia. I see him live all the time. Go check him out. And then I've been shouting him out a lot lately. Speakeasy Podcast with John and Ken. Two guys. They're from New Jersey. They talk about, the latest news. And they also do some samplings of like some whiskey and some beer on the side. And yeah, they're just kind of cool to listen to. I've been listening to them while I've been at work. More podcast style, kind of like how they're, they say podcast, but yeah, they've been doing a bunch of little clips where they go to different breweries and they'll pop them up on their podcast in between, and they'll show you a little snippet of them drinking a beer, draft beer at a certain brewery, and a lot of them are very local to me. So, maybe one day, maybe maybe I'll go down there to see Alex. Maybe I'll catch up with them or something. They're cool dudes. Definitely check them out. I definitely want to do some more travel. I really want to check out Maine Beer Company. I've really been enjoying their stuff lately, and they're not too far from me. So look out for more, vlog style videos, whether it's, Beer Tuberpalooza coming up and stuff. Should be fun. 2024, I want to start brewing. Lots of stuff in the woodwork, for sure. Appreciate the panel. You guys are awesome. If it weren't for you, it wouldn't be an examination. Shout out to Dan, FLX Beer Reviews. Dan and Mike. Awesome guys. Go check them out. Mr. Eric over there, also known as Thomas Mel 75, also known as Massachusetts Beer Reviews. Cheers, brother. Thank you for being here tonight. Appreciate you, bro. Bumpy Road Brews. Appreciate you, man. Legendary Bumpy.
Flex.
And the legendary, this guy goes by multiple names. Legendary Pickle Steve.
Oh, yeah.
Legendary Beer Man. Legendary Harmonica Man.
Mm-hmm.
Steve, you're an awesome dude. I appreciate you for being here. Thank you very
Bubble
much.
gut.
Bubble Gut Brewery.
Cheers.
Oh, yeah, bro.
Cheers, man.
All right. Well, it's been fun. We're going to kick it off air. I'll drop that link in the private. Actually, I'll put it in the. Let me just put it in the chat here. If anybody wants to come up and hang out with us, we're probably going to kick it a little bit off air. And yeah. Thank you guys. Shout out to Sadie. Cheers, Sadie.
Cheers, Sadie.
And there you have it. If there's anything else you guys like to see on my channel, make sure to leave a comment down below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more upcoming videos. Leave a beer. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
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 Cheers.